back to another Airsoft radio for the UK video from the channel that isn't really a channel. Thanks for coming back, and if this applies to you, then don't worry, because I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible for you. Okay. Today I'm going to be talking about programming PMR 446 specifically to a Baofeng radio. For my demonstrative purposes, I'm using a UV82, but again this applies to the UV5R and any other radio that works with CHIRP, to be honest with you, which is this software we've got here. I'm sure you've heard of it if you're watching this video. For this demonstration, I have reset this radio to its factory settings. That's frequency mode, and she speaks Chinese as her native language, let's say. In fact, what I'm going to do now is read from the radio. So what we have to do from here, we have to read from the radio first. A lot of people I've seen online, they just start a new, I've done nothing, has it? They start a new window here, they'll do all their work, try and upload it, and it won't work. And the reason for that is because it hasn't read the code plug from the radio. It doesn't know that it's a UV82 and not a different brand, different model, something which might have different sections here. So what I'm going to do is go to radio, download from radio. Now this is my comms port. I'm using a Mac today, but you can absolutely do this on PC, Baofeng and UV82. Now what's going to tell me now is to turn the radio off, which I've just done. Connect the cable to the speaker mic connector. That's in. Make sure the connector is firmly connected, which it is. Turn the radio on to 100%, which it is. Ensure that the radio is tuned to a channel with no activity. Well, it's a frequency, and I doubt there's going to be any activity on there right now. And click OK. It's reading, or cloning rather, from the radio, and the light's flashing. You should see the light flashing on your device as well. Any second now. This is real time, by the way, so you might hear me mouth breathing all over the place. So it's now read my radio's, I hate saying code plug, but you know what I mean, like it's code plug essentially. That's the frequency that it came with, which I don't want, we don't need. And what I'm going to do for PMR 446 is very simple. We open stock config, and here we have EU, LPD, and PMR channels. We're going to open that config, which comes in a new tab. LPD, I think stands for low power devices. Well, I can't be sure, which is crazy on these kind of powers, but there you go. We don't need to concern ourselves with those today. It gives us here PMR 446 frequencies, all 16 of them, which is quite handy. We're going to cut from here, or copy, and paste in here. I don't know why it gives this two-line separation. We certainly don't need that in there, so let's delete and shift the block up. And there you have it. Power is high. It's kind of up to you. I would, you know what, I'll keep it high, because that's the way we roll here. To avoid confusion, I'm going to close this one without saving it. And there you have it, the 16 PMR channels. If you have, say, any certain team channel setups, like some CTCSS tones or what have you, let's say you worked on channel 14 as a team, and you want that as a separate channel, we'll put that in here and we'll give it a channel name. We'll call it Airsoft 1. The duplex we don't need, so we'll turn that off. We're going to make it NFM and keep it high, because again that's the way we roll. If you have a CTCSS tone, as you would have seen in my other video, you can absolutely set one of these up here. Just click tone in the tone mode here and pick the one that you're all going to work on. Let's just pick this one at random, or alternatively, if you have a DCS, which they call DTCS here, code, you can plop it in here, not a problem. Again, don't use duplex, it's really not needed. And if you have, say, a business license, you can also use those too. This is not not me telling you to go and use the business frequencies if you haven't paid to have a license to do so. But if you did, the frequencies that would be applicable to the radios we're talking about, the Baofengs, would be VHF midband, VHF high band, or UHF 1. Let's just say if this was offered on your license, we would use 169.0875, 169.0875. Again, if we'll call it Airsoft 2, and we are on a CTCSS tone of, say, this one, we're going to make that NFM, and you can go through and do it in that way, you know, if that suits you. From here, once you've got all those done, again, don't leave any gaps if you can. In fact, no, that's fine. And then when you're ready to re-upload it to the radio, just click Upload to Radio, highlight the comms port again. This should be the same one. If it's not the only one, then I don't know, but it should be. Click OK. Same thing. Click OK again. It'll clone and it should flash a different color. Mine is now flashing green, whereas where it was cloning, it was flashing red. Again in real time. Any second now. And the radio has just rebooted. Now that should be everything that there is into there. You might want to change the view to channel names instead of frequencies, because that's the way it's easiest for people, which you can absolutely do in there. But again, that's, you know, that's as easy as it comes, to be honest. And again, just to show you that it's worked, we're going to read from the radio again, just to show you that that upload has taken place. Any minute now. And there we are. That's exactly what we just worked on. Any changes you can make from CHIRP, do save this code plug. If your friends have the same radios, you can't really just copy and paste, because again, these fields here, frequency, name, tone mode, etc., might be different based on whichever radio you might have, or the team has, or everyone has individually. But you can certainly work from the same frequencies, the same channel names, the same tones, codes, power certainly, and that sort of thing. On the settings, yeah, there are some interesting settings here, like which color the screen will flash when you're transmitting or receiving, the infamous Roger beep, which should remain unchecked. Advanced settings, nothing really. Oh, the power on message, of course. When you turn on the radio, you can have it say something within the character limit. That's completely up to you. And that's all there is to it, really. So yeah, if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.